If you apply the tips that I share in this video, you are guaranteed to become a better controller player in Fortnite. If that happens, subscribe. Tip 1. You have to have optimized binds paired with good settings. This part is critical because the #1 goal for controller players is to never take your thumbs off the stick. This means if you have to move your thumb off the stick to do things like jump or edit, you're doing it wrong. The thing is though, there's so many different setups, so binds will be different for every type of player. Like me personally, I use 4 paddles and I use these binds. But for players that don't use 4 paddles, those binds will suck. I actually recently learned how to play just normally with no claw, no paddle, and these are the binds that I used for that video. So you can see right there, they're way different. And for everyone else, I have this video on what binds you should use for claw, paddles, Xbox controllers, PlayStation controllers. This video literally has the binds for every player. It's just too much to cover in this video. Tip 2. A critical thing that controller players need to understand is that fast settings are not good unless you're in the very small percentage of people who can actually control them. But you're probably not. So many players get fixated on being able to edit fast to make their clips look cool, but they don't realize that the clips don't look cool and it's making them way worse at the game. What is cool and what makes players stand out now is being super consistent with your aim, builds, and edits. This means like basically every shot you take is likely to hit, you rarely mess up edits, and your builds always place exactly where you want. To accomplish those 3 things, you have to be on a reasonable sensitivity, which for controller players, 90% of pros use between a 43 and a 44% look sense, and a 2 to 2.2 build and edit multiplier on linear settings. If you stay between these ranges, you will be able to be consistent with your builds and edits, and for ADS, the ranges vary a bit more. Basically, your horizontal and vertical ADS sense should be between a 7 and 12% on both. This is exactly what I use. Anything higher than that, and it's so much harder to consistently hit your shots. So remember, smooth and consistent is always better than fast and flashy. Tip 3. A common thing that people do in life in general is they think they need the best gear before they can accomplish something. Like YouTubers think they need a $2,000 camera before they can post videos. Basketball players think they need $300 shoes before they can make shots. And video game players think they need a $300 scuff controller before they can win a game. Turns out they're all wrong. Sure, those things make it slightly easier or more comfortable, but if we look at those examples again, Mr. Beast got 100,000 subscribers with just an old iPhone 6. LeBron James was poor but made the NBA at 18. And for video games, Fortnite in specific, Miro has a normal PS4 controller, but he's won FNCS 5 times. So in every aspect, it's the skill of the person that makes them good, not the tools they use. Which means no, you do not need to buy a fancy controller or any accessories before you can be good at Fortnite. You can go click the link in the description and get yourself a custom cinch gaming controller with 5% off, but this is something that's just cool to have. Like, I absolutely love this setup with my 4 paddles. I have these instant press triggers. I literally even have a scroll wheel on my controller. Yet there's still a ton of players that are way better than me that just use the normal PS4 controller. So it's the players' skills that make them good, not the controller setups that they use. Tip 4. Crosshair placement is the hardest but best thing you can learn on controller. You don't see many keyboard and mouse players worrying about crosshair placement because they can already be so fast and precise with the mouse. But controller players have sticks that aren't fast or precise. To make up for this, we have to use crosshair placement, which is essentially all about keeping your reticle here in the best spot at all times. The main areas where you'll use crosshair placement is piece control and shotgun chops from the hip. In piece control, obviously the first thing is you want to be able to edit as fast as possible, which means your edit path should be as short as possible. So for a 3-tile corner edit, editing the tiles from all the way out here is super slow, but editing the tiles as close to the center point as possible is really fast. This allows you to confirm your edit faster and be able to place your next build. The purpose of piece control is to eventually get a good shot on your opponent, which you will also need crosshair placement for. Whatever the final edit is before your shotgun shot needs to be strategic, because after you confirm that edit, your crosshair should be as close to their head as possible. If they're on the other side of this wall and you want to make a 3-tile corner edit, you want to make your edit up this way and end here after confirming so you can instantly shoot. Otherwise, like making the edit this way, you confirm it and you end up here and you have to try to flick back up to them. That makes your shot a lot less likely to hit, and it also gives them extra time to shoot. That's not only for walls either, that's also for stairs, that's for floors, and I mean that's even for pyramids. It works the same for all of them. Then quickly, hip fire shotgun crosshair placement. This is something you'll want to use when either you're falling down while shooting, your opponent is falling down while shooting, or you're in a super close range fight with someone. The idea is that in these situations, instead of trying to move your crosshair to aim it to their head, you just line it up straight ahead and then you time your shot for when it lines up. For example, if I was falling down on a player like this, instead of trying to track his head like that, what I do is just get my x-axis lined up and then I basically just fall until the shot lines up. If someone was dropping on me, I do the same thing. Or if I was in a box fight with someone, instead of jumping and trying to do that and track them the whole way, I jump, wait till I'm there, air, and then I just hit a max damage shot. Flick shots are not likely to hit, so this route increases your chances of hitting a high damage shot, and it's also just way easier. Tip 5. It just so happens that the best controller players in the world live stream their gameplay pretty often. This is great for us because simply just watching them play can make you so much better. You'll pick up on different techniques that they use, how they navigate different situations, and just a ton of details within their gameplay that you never typically see or even know about. I do say you should specifically watch controller players if you are a controller, because the way that they play is much different from keyboard and mouse. Players like Booga and Clicks are really fun to watch, but the stuff that they do is just not possible on controller. Watching Booga take every wall in arena and then do some crazy piece control and flick a max damage shot is just not possible for us, so you don't really learn a ton while watching them. In contrast, watching players like Miro and Reet, who both regularly stream, will show you a style of play that is possible and that allows them to be so good. You see the edits that they make, the piece control that they do in so many details that you can just straight up copy. Like, just as a super simple example, I never thought about trying to do pre-piece control under a box until I watched Reet do it over and over in his stream. My favorite to watch here is definitely Reet. His style of play to me is just so entertaining to watch. Like, he just did that to On1, a pro NA West controller player, and he does stuff like that all the time, and I've literally learned so many different variations of piece control from just watching him play. Aside from him, I'm not really sure what other controller players stream daily, but I do know that most of the pro controller players stream every so often, so if you just follow all of them, you're almost guaranteed to see one of them streaming every time you turn on Twitch. Right now it's 1:30 in the morning, we have Reet streaming, Sway is streaming, On1 is streaming, Yasir is here streaming. I'll just pop up a list of a bunch of them on the screen right now. Most of them stream at random times, but if you can catch them, it's fun to watch and you learn a ton. Tip 6. The most important thing of all is to play the game. You could spend hours or even days watching every tips and tricks video trying to learn all the secrets, but when it comes down to it, you still have to play to improve. Something I did recently is I literally woke up, started playing Arena, and then played all day. I have never played Arena for that many hours in a row, but by the end of it, I was fully confident to push fights, hit clutch shots, make good edits. Like, in just that one day, I feel like I improved so much, and I wasn't following any tips or anything. I was simply playing the game and learning new things basically every hour just through playing. I know not everyone is able to play that long since I did it for a video, but the point is, experience is the best teacher, so to learn how to be good, you have to experience more of the game. What tips can help with is accelerating your progress. So with some things like piece control and crosshair placement, you know you should be practicing them and you know how to practice them. Without tips, it'd take you a lot longer to recognize details like that, and it'd take you even longer to learn how to practice them, thus leading to you not getting better quite as fast. But when it comes down to it, if you don't play, you don't improve. Subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Thank you so much for watching.